Hi, my name is Jason.
And I'm Stephanie, your StellarNet pet food expert.
Today we will be demonstrating our ChemWiz-ADK near-infrared pet food analyzer. Our pet food analyzer can do identification of raw ingredients that you're going to be using to put inside of the pet foods. And it can also measure compositional analysis of your pet food blends. So if you're used to sending samples out to a third-party laboratory, or if you do a lot of wet chemistry to determine fat and protein and moisture for your quality control, look no further. Our ChemWiz-ADK is here. So just to show you, it comes in a couple different platforms. We have our rugged case system here. We have our handheld in the middle. And then also a version of our handheld can be mounted for your process line or your laboratory and use an industrial fixture, which is right here, where you would actually put the pet food on top of the fixture. In this demonstration today, we are going to measure kibble blend. As you can see, we've got my dog's favorite kibble blend as the subject of test, although Stephanie's dog, its food is right underneath. We might measure that later. But for the test, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using this handheld system in the middle. And we're simply going to be putting the kibble blend in a petri dish on the top. And so I'm going to show you all of the software user controls now. And when we say we're going to put the blend on the fixture head for measurement, Stephanie's going to go ahead and put it on the fixture head. This sample is not in our calibration, so this is a custom calibration that we've made for this specific pet food. This specific sample is not in the model, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to improve your calibration models or add to your calibration models by adding the moisture, fat, and protein content of this sample to the model. Making the calibration model and then measuring with the new sample. So that's a lot of information. Again, I'm running the software as an administrator. We also have a technician mode, which we'll be using in a subsequent video. So as a technician, it's just a simple one-button analysis of your calibration. You can do data logging and reporting as a technician. So without further ado, I'm going to share the screen with you. Share my screen. Okay. Okay, so this is the interface panel of our ChemWiz-ADK near-infrared pet food analyzer. This is the raw spectrum here. We have raw data mode and absorption mode. This hamburger menu gives you full spectral control of the near-infrared instrument. You have review data, device settings, app setup, and so forth. On the bottom, you can take light and dark references. You can share and save your data. You can go to expanded view mode, run continuously, or capture your data. In the right panel, we have our predictor section, which allows you to load the model for your specific pet food blend, and it'll give you the results on the screen. We also have our spectral ID section. So if you have raw materials or raw ingredients that like food additives and so forth that you want to inspect, you can use this ID app, which we can do in another demo. And then this is the blend model builder, which is allows you to make new calibration models for new blends. And it also allows you to expand on current models to improve your data. So right now we're going to go to the predictor and we're going to go to our dog food blend model, and we're going to load it, dog food ADK. ADK is Analyzer Development Kit, by the way. So what we do now is Steph, why don't you go ahead and place the Petri dish with the kibble blend on the fixture. And now we're going to go ahead and press capture. So Fantastic. We are now measuring a moisture of 3.64, protein of 34.26, fiber of 4.28, fat of 19.27. So those are the predictions using the model. But let's say that this is kind of an outlier sample or a new sample, and I actually want to add it to my models. I'm going to actually go over here to Model Builder, and I'm going to edit my model, and I'm going to actually load my dog food model in here. So it's going to load my dog food model, and you can see the statistics from my dog food model. I can view my chart for my dog food model. You can see I have actual versus predicted for moisture. I have actual predicted for protein. I have actual predicted for fiber and fat as well. Now, ash is another popular component to measure. It's just not in this specific calibration, but can easily be measured as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this data, the one that we just measured. This is the spectrum here. I'm going to add it to my calibration model. Okay, and it says, what is the sample name? And I'm going to say pet demo. Okay, and I'm going to say it has a fat value of 18.87. It has a fiber value of 4.19. It has a protein value of 33.01. And it has a moisture value of 5.64. So I got all those values from a third-party lab, or did my chemical methods here at our facility. But that data is new data, and I'm adding it to my model because I want to improve my model's fit. So I added it successfully. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click compute. So compute now, it's going to ask me what sort of pre-processing I want to do. So you got Savitsky-Golay derivative, you have mean center, you have SNV or multiplicative scatter correction. You can choose one of those options, as we think those are all good pre-processing. The current model is using all four, so we're just going to keep doing what we did before. So it says model computed. Now you can see my statistics for my new model compared to the old one. And you can actually see that the first component is now worse. The R squared is actually worse. And the second one is slightly better at 0.983 to 0.98. And then the third component gets worse as well, and the fourth component likewise. I can view my data, just to show you my data now. And so you can have all these data points, and at the end, we should have pet demo. So now it's including my new moisture value, so my moisture looks a little bit lower than some of these other ones. Well, some of the other ones look pretty similar, but that's fine. We're just, and I can now look at my chart of my new calibration model. If I were to add a sample with a lot of outliers, I would see it here. You know, this one, for example, may be an outlier, may want to be excluded from the data. But at this point, let's say I like the model and I want to go ahead and save it. So I'm going to call it dog food, demo. And I'm going to go ahead and click save. So I now have saved my new model with my new dog food in it. And now I want to go ahead and I want to load that model. And I'm going to go here to dog food, and I'm going to say I want to load my dog food demo model. Hooray. And now it's loaded. You can see dog food demo here, and I'm going to click measure, and I'm going to measure against that same sample. So you can kind of see that it's still getting a validation pass. You see my new predicted moisture, protein, fat, fiber values. Now that's all using that new data point. So as you build your calibration models for your custom blends, the more good data that you add to the calibration, the better. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. But for each type of product that you have, each type of new blend that you have, you're going to want to make a custom calibration. And it's very easy to do. We basically just showed you how to add one sample to it. You may want to do a custom calibration with 30 samples or 50 samples. Sometimes you can do it with less. We are here to help you build your calibration models, because once you have a nice, robust working model, it's easy as putting your sample on the fixture and getting instantaneous results. So thank you very much for watching our ChemWiz-ADK near-infrared pet food analyzer demo. That was a mouthful. Take care and talk to you later.